This is a missile, a ballistic missile that was launched by Houthis in the past. But what they have launched today at the Ben Gurion airport in Israel after, as we know, Netanyahu landed, this missile, the new one, is this one. So this is called Palestinian 2 missile. Let me actually tell you a few things here. So Houthi rebels claim they fired a ballistic missile at Tel Aviv airport as Netanyahu was landing back in Israel, and just hours after the series of devastating airstrikes on Beirut resulted in the death of Hizbullah leader Hassan Nasrallah. Netanyahu was swift to shrug off the near miss with an address to the nation shortly afterwards, in which he justified Israel's actions and said they had settled the score, quote unquote, with the death of Nasrallah, a man he described as the arch murderer. So when he landed in Israel, Netanyahu, he justified his terrorist acts and he said, I'm going to continue doing this because this is how we punish people who are trying to harm us. And the way he punishes his enemies is by killing civilians first. Hundreds and thousands, obviously. We do not even have to mention what is happening in Gaza. He killed almost 40 or 45,000 people right now just to kill a few thousand Hamas fighters. So this monster, like, he's on a mission. He's a vampire. He's a bloodthirsty leader and gets all the backing and support from Europe and US. He also remained unrepentant after a series of IDF strikes on Friday and Saturday left Beirut smoldering city and said Israel, quote, will continue to strike our enemies, end quote, while continuing to press for the release of more than 100 hostages remaining in Gaza. Again, he is a open, self-declared terrorist in the world who has a place at the UN to go and give lecture to the world about his terrorist act. Can you imagine doing any Muslim leader or any Christian leader or anybody for that matter from anywhere in the world? What he is doing, unbelievable. They will arrest him right on the spot. Large explosions were heard after a missile was fired from Yemen and intercepted, the Israeli military said. Obviously, that's what they do all the time. That's what they say. Oh, any rocket, any missile come to our airspace, we have this intercepted. Yemen's Houthis militants, they have confirmed later that they had fired a ballistic missile at Ben Gurion International Airport in Tel Aviv. Now, Houthis are becoming ever more ferocious, and this is something very, very daring, because now remember, last time when they attacked Israel, Israel attacked them back and killed hundreds of them. And that was in, I believe, in Hudaydah port in Yemen. So Yemen is risking huge war here. They said, this is what they said, the attack was timed to coincide with the arrival of Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, who returned to the country on Saturday after addressing United Nations on Friday. Shortly after 8 p.m., listen to this, on Saturday, sirens also sounded in the Jerusalem region following reports of a missile launched from Lebanon into Israeli territory. So this is happening right now in Jerusalem. A lot of people, they ask this question, why they're targeting West Bank, why they're targeting Jerusalem. Guys, West Bank right now is mostly occupied. The terrorists are already occupying the land of the Palestinian. Any rocket you launch towards West Bank, and if you have a good margin, then you can be 100% sure that your rocket will target or hit those settler terrorists, not gonna target the Palestinian people. Because again, this land grab is continuing, and more land are coming into the hand of these Zionist terrorists. And of course, Jerusalem, same situation. There is hardly any Palestinian there. The only thing that remains there is a few, maybe 100 Muslims, and then you also have talking about the vicinity of the Masjid al-Aqsa and also the masjid itself. It is understood a missile hit an area in the West Bank, sparking a fire near the Mitzzipi Hagit outpost and causing power outages. So this is reported from Times of Israel. Now, Houthi spokesperson Yahya Sari, this is what he is saying, the Houthi. The operation was carried out with Palestine 2 ballistic missile. Palestine 2 ballistic missile is a missile that they kept for a very special purpose. Last time when they launched the missile, the ballistic missile, remember a few days ago, that was the, if you like, downgraded version of the ballistic missile the Houthis have. This is the upgraded one, and they named it quite boastfully Palestine too. The action came as Iran's supreme leader chillingly vowed the killing of Hezbollah boss Hassan Nasrallah, a senior Iranian commander, and he said shall not go unavenged. Ayatollah Khamenei, now there is this report where it basically suggesting that Ayatollah Khamenei right now, he is in military uniform, not this picture, not this one, but he is right now in a very secretive location. And there is this report. I will actually discuss that one in a separate video. But Ayatollah Khamenei has donned military uniform, means this is a symbolic way of saying that we are all ready. The whole nation of Iran is ready to fight Israel, to wage this war. And he said, Ayatollah Khamenei, who is thought to have been moved to a secure location, said on Saturday that Nasrallah would be avenged and his path in fighting Israel would be continued by other militants, as he announced 5 days of mourning in Iran. Hassan Nasrallah's death is obviously going to have a lot of consequences for Israel and for the region. Hassan Nasrallah was not, this is what Khamenei said, was not an individual. He was a path and a school of thought, and the path will be continued, Ayatollah Khamenei said in a statement read on television. Now, Biden obviously he calls for leader Hassan Nasrallah's assassination as justice and enhances U.S. military presence in the Middle East to prevent all-out war. So this guy, I don't know what kind of a strategy he adopts. He gives murder weapon to the murderer. He tells the murderer, go and murder this person, and then I will call for ceasefire. I'll call it a quit. Can you imagine giving a murder weapon to the murderer, a serial murderer, and telling the community who will be panicking that, hey, look, we're trying to de-escalate. But you gave the murder weapon to the murderer. Like, how is that you can keep law and order in the world? He said, the blood of the martyr shall not go unavenged. This is what Khamenei said. It is understood. Now listen to this, very, very interesting. The IDF had used it. So IDF had a quote-unquote use it or lose it moment. So when it was coming to the striking of Hassan Nasrallah, I have shown you the fighter jet. Actually, I want to show you the bunker fighter or the bunker buster. This is what it looks like. So when they found out that Hassan Nasrallah is in this specific location, they had this moment of use it or lose it. Means if you don't kill him right now, you lose him, because he was supposed to be moving to a different location in which to kill Nasrallah, who was in a bunker 50 meters underground after intelligence reported he would soon move to a different location. So they did not want to miss the chance. And again, this is a bunker buster. So Israel, they could not wait and decided to strike right then and there. And we have seen a photo of Netanyahu talking on the phone from U.S. to his army, to his terrorist organization, IDF. And he was, looks like to me, he was talking to them and giving them the permission to strike Hassan Nasrallah and assassinate him. And this is what is happening right now, guys. They want a ceasefire. They want to stop all of this escalation, US and at the same time they're giving a lot of weapon. Everything that Israel used to assassinate Hassan Nasrallah was provided by US for free, the taxpayers' money. Thank you guys for joining this session. I have a Escres Santos. Thank you for joining the membership. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Have a wonderful day. Take care.